You know, every parent everywhere has this one deep down wish to give their kid the absolute best start in life. But what if that start could actually begin before they're even born? The real question is, how do you do it?
It's a huge question, right? And it's one that parents have been thinking about for centuries. We've all heard the stories, maybe even tried them, playing Mozart to the belly, reading Goodnight Moon through the fabric of a shirt, hoping to give our future child some kind of an edge. And this isn't just a modern trend. In Japan, there's a long-standing tradition called taikyo, which literally translates to fetal education. It's this beautiful idea that a mother can help shape her baby's mind and personality while they're still in the womb. But while the love and intention behind that are undeniable, the real science is pointing us towards something completely different and, honestly, way more effective.
So, let's get into it. Let's really ask the question about what prenatal education looks like through the lens of science.
If we move past the beautiful traditions and the heartfelt hopes for a second and we just look at the hard data, what is the single most powerful thing an expecting mother can do to support her baby's brain development? Well, the answer might not be what you think.
It's movement, plain and simple. The mother's physical activity. Not Beethoven, not Shakespeare, a brisk walk. And this isn't just a hunch. We're talking about a massive, growing body of research from all over the globe that is all pointing to the same conclusion. Now, talking to your bump, that's a wonderful way to bond. But the science shows that a mother's exercise has direct, measurable, and incredibly long-lasting benefits on her baby's brain.
Okay, so how? How does a mother going for a swim or doing some prenatal yoga actually impact a baby's brain? What is happening in there? It boils down to these four amazing mechanisms. First up, you've got upgraded delivery. Think of it like a supercharged nutrient pipeline. Exercise boosts blood flow, sending a rush of extra oxygen and nutrients to the baby. Second, it's an anti-inflammatory shield. It lowers inflammation in the mother's body, which is great because inflammation can interfere with brain development. Third, sensory stimulation. All that bouncing and swaying actually stimulates the baby's vestibular system. That's the inner ear system that controls balance. And finally, and this one is huge, it triggers a brain booster release of critical growth factors. Let's zero in on one of those key brain boosters. It's a protein called BDNF. The easiest way to think about BDNF is that it's literally like fertilizer for the brain. It's the stuff that helps neurons, brain cells, to grow, survive, and form strong connections. So why are we so excited about this brain fertilizer? Well, for starters, it helps create new neurons. That process is called neurogenesis. We know from animal studies that higher levels lead to better memory and learning. And here's the kicker. Scientists have confirmed that BDNF crosses the placental barrier. It goes directly from mom to baby. And the link couldn't be clearer. Physically active pregnant women have more of it.
And get this, it's not just about exercise during pregnancy. Major studies, including a huge one from Japan, have shown that being active before and during pregnancy each provide unique benefits. Activity before you're pregnant seems to lower the risk of delays in things like social skills and problem solving down the line. But activity while you're pregnant, that gives a direct boost to the baby's motor skills. The takeaway here is pretty clear. Both are incredibly important, just for slightly different reasons.
Okay, so the how is fascinating. We've got the mechanism. But what about the proof? Do we actually see a difference in these kids? Oh yeah. The evidence is just piling up, showing benefits that start in the first few weeks of life and stretch well into childhood. This timeline really tells the whole story. You can see the lasting advantage just mapped out right here. Let's walk through it, from 1 month all the way to 9 years old. You can see the effects almost right away. A 2019 study found that at just 1 month old, babies whose moms exercised during pregnancy already had more advanced neuromotor skills. We're talking better control over their head and limbs. I mean, that's just incredible. By their first birthday, the difference is even more striking. This chart shows data from that big Japanese study. It's looking at the risk of having a developmental delay, according to a standard screening tool called the ASQ. And what you're seeing here is crystal clear. The more active the mother was, the lower the baby's risk of developmental delays. It's a really strong connection. So when that first birthday rolls around, we're seeing this advantage pop up all over the place. Lower risk of delays in fine motor skills, in problem solving, and hey, here's one every new parent will love. These kids were also more likely to have better sleep patterns. That is a serious win-win. And it just keeps going. The advantage doesn't fade away. A 2022 study followed these kids and found that at age 2, they had higher language scores. Fast forward to age 4, and they had higher overall cognitive scores. This isn't a temporary boost, it's a long-term advantage. How long-term? Try 9 years. A 2023 study followed these kids into elementary school. And even at 9 years old, the children whose mothers had exercised during pregnancy still showed better motor performance. It's truly the gift that keeps on giving. So let's bring it all back to where we started. Back to that concept of taishio, of fetal education. Because when you look at all this evidence, you start to see what the real fetal education is.
The science is making it pretty undeniable. The most powerful, evidence-based form of prenatal education has nothing to do with playing music or reading stories to a belly. It's about movement. It's about a mother actively creating the most optimal environment for her baby's brain to grow and thrive.
This quote from a major scientific review in 2022 just nails it. They say that right up there with good nutrition and avoiding stress, a mother's physical activity is one of the key things that determines her child's long-term health and development. It's not a bonus, it's a fundamental. And that really leaves us with a pretty profound question to think about. If something as simple and accessible as a mother's movement can literally help build stronger, healthier brains for the next generation, what could that mean for the future? Not just for one child, but for the future of public health, of education, of our collective human potential. It's a powerful idea,